Michael R Fletcher. Now sit back and prepare to be entertained.
Welcome back to the Dripping Bucket Podcast with your hosts, Krystle Matar, Michael R Fletcher, and today we are joined by Dyrk Trash Can, the author of the Paternus books and Kraken writer Zed.
and Blackstone Heart, I think, right?
And Blackstone Heart, and a bunch of books under the Rob Hayes banner. Just pretty much everything that's in the indie fantasy scene right now.
Blackstone Heart, Obsidian Heart, Ghosts of Tomorrow's Heart.
Goats of Tomorrow.
Goats of Tomorrow. Yes.
Throw it back to previous episode. So, Dyrk, how you doing, man?
Doing well. Thanks for having me back again. Thanks
I don't
for
know what we were thinking.
Yeah, I was going to say after that first thing, I don't know.
I went so badly, but here we are doing it again.
Okay, we're going to record now. Dyrk, click. Hey, what happened?
So lately you have been working with the folks at Wraithmarked and doing some indie work on the publishing side as well.
Edition?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What's going on?
It's one of my
special edition.
It's a side hustle.
Beaver.
So right now I'm still teaching online, still teaching film classes online for a couple of universities.
Oh wow. Writing
books, writing Kraken Writer Z2. And other thing I do is do print coordinating for Wraithmark's Kickstarters.
Truly, you're the laziest writer on the scene at the moment with almost nothing going on in your life.
Yeah, that's true. I just lay around all day.
Do absolutely nothing.
Yeah. One thing I do though is, I start around 8 and I quit at 7, kind of pretty much no matter what's going on. Even if I'm way behind and stuff, I just
7
quit.
p.m.?
Yeah, I just stop.
You're making me feel bad. I start at like 8:30 and at 3 o'clock I'm like, fuck this, I'm done.
No, good. I want to be able to do like RJ Barker does, He writes in the morning, but he cranks the books out because he writes every morning 1,000 to 1,500 words, and he just writes every morning, and then he's done. If it takes him an hour, great. If it takes him 4 hours, great. But then you're done, and that's like the ideal thing. Now, of course, he's keeping busy. He's not. RJ, you're not just playing video games with your son all the rest of the day, every day, are you?
Man, the dream though. If that's what he is doing, good for him.
No, but I just that would be nice. But I know people that still work full-time jobs that then start writing at 8 o'clock at night. So I can't complain too much. But I do that 7 days a week. Never. The only time I get a day off is if there's an emergency and I have to take care of my
then
folks.
It's not
take
even
care
a
of my
day
folks
off,
or the house or something. Yeah, it's just a different thing. Yeah. And the great thing about working for yourself is that I could do things on my own time. Yeah. The shitty thing about working for yourself, right? You guys know this.
Stuff done on your own time.
Is that if you take a day or a week off of that stuff, all that shit still has to get done. You still got to do it all.
Yeah, you're still on the clock.
You just got to make it all up as fast as you can. Yeah. So if I lose a week to some emergency or something going on, it really means I lose a week and a half or 2 weeks. Because I can't. I have to catch up with the backlog too. When I get back, so of writing time, that's how much I lose. So, anyway, print coordinating. I had done my own 3 Kickstarters for the Paternus books, and went through a lot of that learning curve with dealing with the printers, what they need, how they need it, when they need it, all the different intricacies of how books can be put together, different choices you have. The terminologies are the word. The terminologies are the hardest part because they're different and they're weird, but even 3 different printers in the US will use a different terminology for just for an end sheet, right? Or for the interior block, and then I do Wraithmark does a lot of their work with a printer out of the UK, and then your terminologies change even more.
Oh man!
So it
at least they're spelling things correctly, though.
When they started doing it, they're like okay, we're going to do our first book. It'll be kind of a test. Would you be interested? Just we'll pay you this fee. You do the print coordinating, which means I liaise between Wraithmark, the designer, the artists, and they deal with the artists and the printer, and I put together the quote requests. I ask them exactly what they want for it. Then I put together with a quote request, and a quote request isn't as simple usually as it. Once you've worked with them, you send it to them. You send the request with all the specs that you know. But then a lot of that, it's going to be, which paper should we use? We want a light cream, and they need to choose amongst several different light creams of a certain thickness that they want. And you can get samples, and then you just have to go from there. You have to know the page counts and all this kind of stuff. Well, we can't do it until we know close to what the page count is. We can get a preliminary quote if we think it's going to be 230 pages, but we won't know exactly until later. And then there's all the different ways that things can be done and that books can be done. And we've tried just about everything now with the Wraithmark books. So that's what I do for them. I've done all of their books so far. There are about 6 in the works right now, plus 2 or 3 quote requests that I need to finish up and get out. And then usually it's a back and forth with questions and ideas and answers with the printer before you get a final quote to then report to Wraithmark, because I'll have questions, or I'll say, I think you missed the printing or the shipping cost of this, something like that, or what does this mean? Why is the entire format of your quotes changed?
Oh no!
Yeah, that happens too. No, we have a new system. I was like, I was used to the old system.
I just learned it.
Yeah. And then I make sure that they get shipped and arrive. So I start at the very beginning, and I don't get paid until the books have arrived and been quality checked.
Does that mean you're the one that receives the samples as well, or?
No, they get them. Oh. They get them, but they know what to look. Know what to look for, and if there's anything particular, I tell them. To look particularly at this for me to make sure. And we get mock-ups, which are like the full book, kind of handmade. It's a lot more expensive.
Wow.
But then those you can give away or sell for a lot of money.
Yeah.
Because they're one of a kinds. And there's like there was this wasn't a mock-up, but the Sword of Kaigen. M.L. Wong's Sword of Kaigen. They did that, and it was ridiculously successful. But one book was found with the interior block put in upside down.
Oh my goodness!
And so they did a giveaway. They did a giveaway of that, and people were just like, it was just like insane the amount of people that wanted that thing, that entered that giveaway. And the mock-ups are kind of like that too.
Yeah, that's cool.
Once we get soft proofs, okay, those, there are steps, quality check steps throughout. And we did have some trouble with one printer where they put the front end sheets in the back. And they shipped them without a lift gate on the truck, or which is not that bad. But there was another one
that's a lot more
where they used a different matte. They'd used a different matte coating on the dust jackets and the paperbacks.
Okay.
Then they on book 2 than they did on book 1. It's like,
oh no, yeah.
Oh well, we used a different vendor. We didn't know they used a different mat, and you're like, we can't know that. So now we're with. I won't tell you who that was because I had some really good projects with them. But then now we're with CPI for most of what we do. We'll go out and kind of look, but they continue to do really good work and have really good prices, even though with sometimes shipping 10,000 books could be $7,000, right? And they still come in less expensive. Apparently the paper materials are the prices haven't skyrocketed there as much as they have here.
Okay, so that's
in Europe for some reason, or in the UK instead of as opposed to here in the US, which is weird because we have a lot of trees. So
the opposite of what you'd expect.
Yeah.
But maybe scarcity makes their market more stable because they're just used to having to improvise.
Yeah. Maybe, because I know they're not cutting down forests in the UK anymore.
Yeah,
no. They freaking decimated that place making charcoal way back when. So whatever they have, they're like, don't touch that tree, which is good.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing as another side thing, and it's really cool. I mean, I enjoy it. I like working with people. I have it kind of down to a science at this point. I'm behind. Sorry, Ray Mark. They know. They know. I'm behind on getting some quote requests taken care of, but because a bunch of this other stuff that's come up, but it all works out in the end, and we've never missed a fulfillment date, not even close. So it's neat, and so I coordinate. We use two different fulfillment houses. One is Merrick Books in Houston, Texas, does all the domestic and Canada, and then we use another one in England, who does all the rest of the world, the EU and the rest of the world. So we've got to have split. We got to tell them what number to send here, what number to send there. They put them on a ship, they come over, and then there's the customs. So I had to arrange for a customs broker, customs and clearance broker, who handles that when it comes into port to make sure it gets cleared quickly. And
you're basically smuggling drugs now.
Yeah.
Smuggling books.
It's a drug.
So, but there's a lot because you have to do a ton of paperwork to set yourself up as an importer.
That makes sense.
Unless you go with someone who's more of a full service house like Merrick, they become the importer when you use a company like them, and they do the print coordinating for you, as well as help set up the Kickstarter, which is really very cool. I think it's a great service.
Fantastic for lazy writers
and
who don't want to do.
I wonder who
kind of any of it.
And
Mike and Robin Sullivan also have a fulfillment company too that's doing really well, and they're great too. If you just want somebody to do the fulfillment, which is a huge thing, because I did all of my own. I wrapped up every book and signed, wrapped them up, I had like my nieces and nephews help. And we wrapped up all the books and sent them out.
For those of us who haven't run one of these yet, fulfillment, when you say that, you mean specifically the act of sending books?
Yes. Packing and sending.
Packing. Yeah, that makes sense.
Packing, getting the postage put on them and sending them out.
Which,
that's
as a list of things, sounds simple in theory, but I bet that's a whole
realm. You gotta order boxes, you gotta order you gotta have all your packing material, you gotta make sure you get the right label on the right books.
Oh yeah, I think I did 3 books once, and like just the amount of stress that I had of signing someone's name and then making sure it was headed to the right box, especially after I wrapped it, like 3 books was really hard for me. So
I got a system down, and I've got a back in the back, the other half here now. Before it was just down in this basement when it was a complete mess. But I've got like a big 8-foot table, rolls of bubble tape, bubble envelopes, boxes all on shelves, books on shelves.
Wow.
So I can do that. But it was a nightmare, and it took days and days and days. And I did max orders of 500 books. That was it.
Did you get pictures of your like 500 copies of your books, like just for posterity for yourself?
I have pictures. I have pictures of the vans being filled.
Oh wow!
Full of boxes. I have pictures. I have pictures of the skid coming in with the
that
books
must have been an incredible
down off the truck
moment. Like just as a personal moment for your career.
Yeah.
Like, just see.
Well, and they came out really nice.
Yeah, they were gorgeous. Yeah.
And I keep meaning to set up a store, but then I'd have to actually take the orders and fulfill those
with all the free time you have.
That will happen. Now I still do sell some. I actually packed up 2 of the Kickstarter trilogy sets with the slipcase and sent them out this morning. But I only have like 22 left of book 1. So there are only ever going to be 22 more of those.
22 more sets.
And they're numbered. They're the books are numbered too, which was a huge mistake on my part to say I would do that. But it is a big selling point. So they have matching numbers across the 3 books in each set. So of course I had to do a spreadsheet and make sure. But I have a spreadsheet that has actual name of everyone who has which numbers, which is cool.
Wow.
But it gets an organized kind of person.
Well, I can't imagine.
I mean,
that gets to be
fuck that up before I started.
That gets to be a real nightmare when you have somebody who backs the first one and then backs the third one, but they didn't back the second one, or they back the first 2, but they'll back the third, so that number is gone. Or just the first one, but didn't back any of the others, so those numbers are gone. It can be. But I still have 20. I think I have 22 sets that I'll be able to do matching numbers with. So I'm going to charge like $400,000 a set.
Reasonable.
Or 100 or 180.
Or one or the other. Nothing in between.
Or 200.
Do you find now that you've like facilitated so many special editions, do you have like a bunch of really snobbish niche opinions about what a pretty book should look like? Like if you go to a bookstore. No? Okay.
No, but I do know the things that people look for.
Interesting. That's even more helpful than
there are a number of collectors who they will ask the hard questions. Is this digital printed, or is this litho or offset printed?
Wow.
Offset is the higher end. Are they adhesive bound, or are they Smith sewn? Binding. Smith sewn is the fancy one. All of Rafe books are Smith sewn. They're all offset printed.
Neat.
It's a little more expensive. Little can be a lot more expensive. Right now, we're dealing with figuring out how much more expensive it's going to be with this project that's actually running. Is it running right now? But how much expensive it's going to be to print if we wanted to print the interior color as opposed to just black.
So like
black and white, it's just black. Chapter headings and some things like that with art, four color art. But then some do 2-color, which is less expensive, but you might have black and red, or black and blue, or yellow.
That's still really cool.
Or rather, Michael's everything would be black and blue.
Black and black.
Black and black. It's like
black and black
text on a black page.
Can I do 2? Can I do 2 colors, black on black?
Yeah, exactly.
I want to do black text on a black page.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
You can only read it with a UV light.
Yeah, or
screw your convenience.
And you don't dare say that that it's a leather cover if it's a leather cover, a faux leather cover.
Oh yeah.
You don't dare say that it's Smithsonian if it's not, right? You don't dare say it's litho or it's offset printed if it's not. There are things you have to be very, very careful about because you don't dare say it's signed if it's actually a stamp or a book plate,
or
right? Because that's not a signed book. And sometimes Kickstarters will say it's signed, but it's really a book plate. And that's a different thing because the author may have never held that book in their hands. And there are people that care about that.
That makes
that
sense.
kind of thing. So, yeah, you'll probably are you planning, Mike, you've got something going on. Are you planning on going to Merrick and signing the books, or are you going to get tip-ins?
No, my plan is to drive down there. Where are they? They're in Texas somewhere,
They're in Houston, dude.
Houston.
That's a
so
long fucking drive.
I'm gonna drive down, get blind drunk and
North
tickets.
America,
Yeah,
it's fine.
Now, let's get that in the right order. Are you going to get blind drunk and drive down, or are you going to drive down and get blind drunk?
I'll probably drive first.
Only half blind drunk and drive.
Oh yeah, Canadian. That's basically sober.
That's a couple of
so that's one way to do it. We mostly, because our authors are all over the place, we do what's called tip-ins, or they'll call them inserts depending, and they just send out boxes of the pages. And you
I remember
sounds like a good excuse for a road trip.
Yeah,
and I remember
that's a way to
from
go.
The Alchemy of Sorrow anthology.
That is one of the coolest things ever. I mean, we did the same thing for the last Grimlock Press thing I did. It went from author to author to author.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
One thing, that's freaking horrifying.
It's
right?
scary.
Oh, we've got all but one person signed them. They're lost. They got stuck in the rain. The truck backed over them. It's like,
that was scary. And every one of the authors were like, okay, they're in my house now. I have stored them in a safe place where neither cat nor child nor force of nature can reach them. I will take out one sheet at a time. I have signed one sheet. Oh man, it was so special.
We did that, but he had to say
those pages were so gorgeous.
They're beautiful.
Everybody had their
they're beautiful.
That was really fun.
Just reminded me that we did the tip-in sheets for some Grimdark magazine thing. Oh, for In the Shadows of Their Dying.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I signed half of them Dyrk Ashton because it seemed like a funny idea. And now I'm wondering if that was maybe ill-conceived. But it was hilarious at the time.
Did you actually do that?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, did you? I have not heard that.
And no one said anything yet. I'm kind of like, okay.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't know.
If anybody
maybe no one looks at them.
Dyrk Ashton in the Shadows of His Dying, please leave a comment so that we can mock Fletcher mercilessly the next time we record with him.
Well, I don't think all of those have gone out yet, have they?
The signings?
Because we will hear it.
No, I don't think so.
We will hear it.
Yeah.
We will hear it. That's hilarious. That's funny.
And then we never heard from Fletcher again. It's unclear what happened to him.
Adrian will make sure I quietly disappear.
Well, I think if anybody comes up to me at Worldcon, I'm going to sign him Michael R Fletcher. And maybe cross it out. Yeah.
Although we'll have to see if we can get somebody to bring you a few copies of like a Blackstone Heart to sign or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I could
That'd
do
be
that.
awesome.
I could do that.
We could do a giveaway.
Yeah.
All right, we'll talk about that later.
Sure.
I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, if somebody shows up with Dyrk Ashton signed copies, I'll send them a box set or something.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll come up. Maybe that's the final reason that drags my ass up to Toronto.
Oh, that works too.
Because they're actually a bunch of authors live not far.
Yeah.
From Toronto.
Yeah, Fletcher missed out a great opportunity to meet a bunch of people in Toronto last
Did he really miss it though?
You did though. Like it was actually a lot of fun. Christian Cameron especially was a deeply fascinating person. So
he is. Yeah. I got to hang out with him a lot at Worldcon in Dublin. And for some reason, he lowered himself to our standards and was hanging out with like me and Graham and Alicia and Rob Hayes.
I was very aware that I was in the presence of someone who was like miles out of my league as far as.
But he is a really neat guy. Goes. He's a really, really fun guy. We got to hang out with him a lot.
Yeah.
I've got some fun pictures of him like knighting us with his sword.
If Fletcher, if you want photos of Dyrk signing your books at Worldcon, drop ship like five to me, and I'll bring them with me when I go to Glasgow, and I'll track Dyrk down and I'll make him sign.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's awesome that you're going.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Like it was one of those things where it's like, even if I only ever go to one of these, I can't miss that. This is going to be an incredible.
This one's going to be. I think this one's. I've been to 2 others. Or 3. This one I think is going to be especially awesome because COVID fucked it up for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then it went to China, and no one went. Last year, no one went. So everybody's just dying to get back together again. Mm-hmm. Plus, it's in Europe, and there's so many authors there, and all of us, in the colonies, we want to. We're drawn back.
Go back home.
Yeah. So it's going to be. I think it's going to be extra bananas this year.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. Like every time
in a good way.
Every time I sit and think about. We'll have to try to figure out how to do something like for the podcast where it just. I don't know. Maybe I'll see if I can get a couple of people to do some sound bites or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we could record an episode.
Just record some videos on your phone. Yeah. Mike's a wizard. He could cut that shit in. Fix the audio.
Yeah,
we can make it work.
I'm just gonna stand behind Krystle off to the side and go like the whole time. As soon as like George R. R. Martin starts to speak when she's talking to him, I'll go.
I'll have to record you signing those books at the very least.
Yeah.
So
that would be fun. That would
make it on that.
Alrighty, where are we at?
We're right on
perfect timing.
So now we got to talk about like laundry again or something. I'm joking.
We'll rant about some.
We had a long conversation about washing machines before the show started.
Oh, it was during the show.
Yeah, that was all recorded, but
Oh, good.
Yeah. Alrighty, thank you once again for joining us, Dyrk.
Thanks for having me.
And we will have you back again, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Anytime.
And I'm looking forward to meeting you in August.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Thanks very much.